What looks easy peasy lemon squeezy but is actually difficult lemon difficult. Work. I'm a lawyer and had a client call saying she needs a help with a merger, but don't worry, it's super easy peasy lemon squeezy. That project took 6 months and I almost had a breakdown. She didn't understand why the bill was so high since it is so assy. Playing the triangle. A lot of my non-musician friends joke about how easy it is to play it. Then they actually hold the damn thing and look stupid. I can still remember my band director. You guys laugh about the triangle players, but you have no idea how hard it is to stay focused while counting 132 bars and not miss your cue. 1, 2, 3, 3, fuck. Whistling with your fingers. I did it once like 6 years ago and haven't been able to replicate it since. Pisses me off. Dancing. I wouldn't say it looks easy, but when I see people do it, they're so good at it and it flows so well it looks easy. But damn, I just cannot get my body to do anything more than a bop and maybe some stupid arm moves. I'm 25 and dance like a 50-year-old at a reunion. Dancers are so delicate and make it look so easy, it's honestly amazing. It's just hilarious when I try to do literally anything and fail horribly. All smoke and mirrors, friends. As a dance teacher, I can tell you confidently that it feels absolutely silly until you just start to sell it. 90% confidence, 10% squats. Having fun is step number 1. Fake it till you make it. Drawing something from memory. Like a bird or something. In mind, yep, that's a bird. On paper, that's a bird? Draw squiggly lines far away in the horizon. Birds. Reminds of the bicycle challenge. Go draw a bicycle from memory right now. Just take a pencil and paper or open paint at this very moment and draw with your mouse. Turns out everyone knows what a bicycle looks like, but almost nobody can draw it correctly without looking it up before. Well, everybody gets too caught up trying to draw the mechanical bits, but you don't really need them to convince your audience that it's a bike. Fuck all the noise, just draw 2 pizzas, cheese, no toppings, preferably thin crust with garlic seasoning, and a line above one of them, and you got a fucking bicycle. Source, am drunk artist. Digging. Anytime it's shown in movies or TV it looks easy AF, but the second you have to grab a shovel and break dirt. Play. Here, just let me dig up this 6-foot deep grave with a shovel. Less than 20 minutes later, Velp, all done. The Walking Dead is so guilty of this. They would have been over burying their dead by season 2. In any setting with zombies you should cremate the dead anyway. If I've learned anything from 7 Days to Die, the way to deal with zombies is to just leave them where they fall and they will just disappear in a few moments, sometimes dropping loot. Agreed. One of my pet peeves in movies is where they dig a grave, especially in the woods, with a shovel. Especially in the woods within 12 feet of a goddamn tree. With just a shovel. Having just dug a garden in my backyard and had to deal with a root the size of a small tree on its own. Fuck that shit, goddamn. Pickaxe. 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 Then shovel. Finally someone who knows how to dig it. Those CAPTCHA things on Google. I can honestly never read them and the website always thinks I'm a robot. Maybe you are a robot. r/totalinotrobots. I sweat when I have to select photos with street signs and one overlaps just barely into another square. I consistently fail them. There are no wrong answers to these tests. You're actually helping Google to learn how to identify cars, signs, faces, whatever. You're part of Google's matrix, helping it learn. A basic physical exam at the doctor. Looks like a simple look at the throat, listen to the chest, yup, they have a heart all right. When in actuality doctors spend thousands of hours practicing it so that when you come in with a murmur or funny looking kid syndrome they can recognize it immediately. And yes, there are entire class sections on how to respectfully ask your patient to turn their head and cough as you push on their balls. They're looking for hernias. And yes, there are entire class sections on how to respectfully ask your patient to turn their head and cough as you push on their balls. I swear this isn't what it looks like. He's helping me study for a test. As the wife of a doctor, I can attest that I have spent a fair amount of time being the dummy/test patient of various physical exams. Did he push on your balls? Yes. Her eyes are just fine. That's rather reassuring. Natural makeup. More work than regular makeup. TBH, this reminds me of a video I watched of a visual effects artist explaining his job. If no one notices your work on the footage, you've done your job well. It's only when you mess up do people notice. This is painfully true for a lot of jobs. When nobody notices, it means you did an excellent job, but no one will give you credit because they aren't even aware there is credit due. But the moment you slightly fuck up, you're the worst person in your profession. Easy as pie. Pie is the most difficult thing I've ever done/made. Street names. Everyone thinks it's great fun and likes to offer suggestions, but every tree, lake, and other natural feature has at least a dozen variations which you can't repeat for emergency service reasons. That, and you get cities which want a street name change anytime the road changes direction regardless of a logical break point like an intersection. I legit thought you meant street names like Lil T or Fingers. Yeah, you gotta watch out for Fingers. He does unspeakable things. Pretty much anything that a professional does. They make it look easy cause it's their job. Throw a football 65 yards accurately? PSSSH simple if you're an elite athlete. Cut open a chest cavity to fix a few coronary arteries? It's just another day at the office for a surgeon. Frame up a structural wall within a 2,000 square feet house? Just a bunch of wood and nails is all you need. Make crowded teeth perfectly aligned? Surely it's just a matter of wearing trays 1 through 55, voila. It's all straight. In reality, each of these tasks takes someone who trained for years to visualize the problem, solve it, and execute it to the T. It looks easy, cause they practice the hell out of it. Making lemonade. Sure, squeezing one lemon is easy peasy, but do you know how much juice that makes? Not a lot. Fill in the rest with sugar, it's the American way. Or just use Country Time lemonade, Therese, nothing close to a lemon in it. Country Time lemonade. Sugar never tasted so lemon. Flying remote-controlled helicopters. It looks so effortless when watching seasoned flyers, but in reality it's like balancing a marble on an upturned bowl. I'll never forget the time I went out and bought a decently priced helicopter. 5 minutes into setting it up, I didn't even get it 3 feet off the floor before I smashed it into a chair, destroying the rotor blades. I tried maybe like 5 to 6 more times before I gave up, and now it hangs in my garage as a monument to my failure. Edit, I was outside. I wanted to get into FPV quad racing, decided to try out some of the sims to get used to it. IDK if there are sims for RC Heelys, but there are a bunch for quads. Dear God, it was so much harder than I thought. I'm just starting to get good enough where I feel like I could invest in a quad, but just can't get the courage to invest in all the gear needed for FPV. Trust me, you get used to it very quickly. Baby steps. As for a quad, invest in goggles and a radio, so that you don't end up like me, and buy shitty goggles, so I can't fly farther than 50 feet away from me. Crashes aren't that expensive when you're a beginner. Just take it easy, and start with hovering, then move on to moving forwards, then turning while moving forwards, and etc. I believe in you. Edit. I'm getting a lot of responses from this. Feel free to PM me if you have any other questions. Yeah, 3D Heelys are pretty tough. I'd say they might be one of the hardest things to learn, especially since mistakes are so expensive. In general, you can get really good at something just by spending a lot of time doing it, and that's true with Heelys too, but the price of messing up is so much higher than, say, a video game or an instrument. Usually you don't lose $500 plus from dying once in a video game, or playing one wrong note on piano. Hanging out with friends during that I'm not at school but I'm still dependent on my family, period, where you have spare time but have no way of getting anywhere. Yeah, well just wait. You got a solid few years where that eases up and you hang out a lot. Then you have 4 or 5 years where you end up at a wedding every other month for a few years. Then you get a few years of strange first birthday parties that are a weird blend of the old drinking days mixed with the odd responsibilities of a handful of new parents that just makes the whole scene really weird. You'll get an invite to the second birthday, but you'll make up a crappy excuse for not going. Then you're on your own and have to make new bar friends, get married, or get caught up in a pyramid scheme. Writing a 250-word open-ended reflection where you're expected to be creative. All I want as a grad student is some goddamn structure and also a rubric frown. As you progress through the levels of degrees, it is supposed to become more abstract. High school, you're basically just reciting the book. Highly structured, just follow directions. Bachelor's degree, reciting parts of the book and generating some original thoughts within a guideline. Master's degree, capable of independent thought, only referencing knowledge from the book, and applying that knowledge in unstructured ways. PhD, you wrote the book. God, reflections are the worst thing in existence. Actually doing things. In theory it's simple. Just do the thing. In reality I procrastinate until I hate myself. Self-discipline is the single hardest skill to master in this world that makes it so easy to just not. The 4 laundry baskets full of clean clothes sitting in my bedroom would agree with you. Lol. Wait, your laundry is clean? Mine still hasn't been washed and I'm still cycling through the stuff I haven't worn since high school. Tongue. My clothes are clean but always in the dryer. My dryer is my closet. When you're too lazy to confess your sexuality, you come out of the dryer instead. I find it helps immensely to wake up and do something immediately. I think that's the reasoning behind the military having people make their beds right away, is that you start the day with a task that you do correctly first thing, you're more likely to be productive the rest of the day. If I can't think of anything I try to walk or go work out. Else I end up sitting on Reddit being a fat piece of shit. Like I'm doing today for instance. That used to be how I dealt with it. I'd wake up and immediately make my bed and already there's one productive thing done today, which kind of gave me momentum. I don't do that anymore, because I've been in a procrastination plus self-hating spiral for months, but I did find it very helpful. Gotta start doing it again. Sorry you're hating yourself, man, but I promise you're not the only one. There are tons of other people out there who also hate you. Thanks, now I'm putting my phone down and getting off the toilet and in the shower. Edit, I brought my phone in the shower. I'm sitting on the shitter reading about you already in the shower and thinking, damn, this person has already done something more productive than me today. Maintaining friendships from high school/college after you graduate. People get so busy with work and starting their own families that friendships get put on the back burner. You stop talking to someone for a few months, then it suddenly hits you that you're no longer friends with the person. Reach back out though. Everyone understands, and I've rekindled and kept in touch intermittently with so many amazing people. Yes, we're not best friends who talk every day, but if shit went down I could give them a call, and vice versa, and when we do get together it's a great time. My best friend from elementary school reached out after 20 years of going our own way. It's remarkable how much we both still have in common. Yes. Got back in touch after 10 lost years. That was 10 years ago and we are stronger friends than ever. Sparkling heart. Your good friends will understand that life happens. Text them on birthdays. See them once or twice a year. People with kids gravitate to other people with kids, and us childless adults generally stick with each other. People grow up and move on, but your true friends will still reach out because they miss you. I find being cool with their kids, dealing with them as if they were family, extremely helpful in maintaining healthy relationships with friends that have them. Forget that first year after the kid is born, your friends just aren't in the place to hang out or do anything else. But after that, start having dinner parties at home instead of going out, have them starting mid-afternoon instead by 8 p.m., so the parents can leave when the kid hits that point in time when a schedule needs to be met, and everyone is happy. You're happy because you keep in touch with your friends, they are happy for having a beer with their mates, especially when they are crawling up the walls, stuck in a world basically ruled by kids. I remember reading the book How to Win Friends and Influence People. Don't laugh, it's actually very good, been around ages, and the author said, or related, that if you can count 5 friends when on your deathbed you have had a successful life. High school me, reading, thought that was madness. I had way more than 5 friends. 5 is easy. Here to tell you, as you get older, it is not easy at all. Certainly you will know a lot of people that you are friendly with, but real friends, the kind who would lie down in traffic for you, those are real hard to find. Everyone my age talks to feels pretty much the same, so I think this is more normal than not, sadly. I'll take 4 quarters over 100 pennies every day of the week. And then, once you have children, it becomes even worse. Not only because of schedules now multiplied times number of adults and children, but also because you quickly realize how different parenting styles are and how incompatible that can be. You may be a relaxed, fun parent, but if your friend is a more anxious, risk-adverse parent, then good luck scheduling a play date, let alone enjoying it. The mark of a good friendship is one in which you can go a long time without seeing or talking to someone, and the moment you see or talk to them again, it's like you saw them just yesterday. I use a wheelchair and people usually don't believe me when I say that getting around can be difficult, because many of them think that pushing a wheelchair is easy. They literally tell me this. The thing is, when you use a wheelchair all day and it is basically your only means of transportation, it looks more natural. This becomes a problem when I point out accessibility problems. They often don't believe me because they see how I can navigate and assume that it's easy, just because I make it look easy. And your arms gotta be ripped by now. My arms went from flab to fab in the first 2 months I had to use my wheelchair. On the downside, my legs did the opposite. Doctors hate him for this one weird trick. Get absolutely shredded following this crash course. Never skip never mind. My dad was in a wheelchair most of my life and he made it look super easy most of the time. Buff arms, and didn't like to get pushed anywhere. But I also remember places with small ledges that were hard for him, and an apartment I once lived in where he could never come inside because it was a full flight of stairs up with no elevator. Getting around for him obviously took a lot of work. To this day I'm still pissed to see someone without a plate or placard parking in the handicap spot. Am in a wheelchair, can confirm. Finding the person I always saw myself falling in love with. Are you the person that person is going to fall in love with? Edit, thank you for all the awards. I'm a little shocked and saddened at the amount of people who took this comment negatively, even calling it toxic. Everyone deserves to be loved, and self-reflection is not bad. Don't just look for the right one, be someone else's right one. Damn, my soul hurts. I have empathy pain now. I'm working really hard to be that person right now, actually. It's hard, but it feels like it'll be worth it. If anything, you'll at least love yourself more in your pursuit to be a better person. That's the goal. I figure if I become someone that I really like, someone I'd really like, would really like me. I feel like what I'm doing is the healthiest way to be happy, regardless of who I find. Meeting a solid partner is honestly a secondary goal to being able to wake up and be happy being me every day. Folding fitted sheets. I've watched instructional videos that make it look so easy, but I always just end up with a crumpled up mess, and that's how it gets put away. The most common type of ghost is the one in a white sheet with waving arms. These are the spirits of people who died while trying to fold a fitted sheet. The real trick is to only own one sheet, so as soon as it comes out of the wash you immediately put it back on the bed and never need to even attempt folding it. I have a modified version of this, where I change the sheets, let the dirty ones sit on my floor for a week, where my dog will sleep, then wash them. Repeat. I'll bet your dog adores you for that. I take one of the pillowcases, and jam the sheets and remaining pillowcase inside it. Now the set stays together and no folding. This is fucking brilliant, WTF. Finding a career you'll want to go to every day that won't crush your soul. Remember when you were young and teachers told you that you could be whatever you wanted to be? Yeah, not so realistic when you want to pay bills and maybe have a little beer money too. I didn't go to college and struggle with the thought of not being able to have a lateral career move without a degree, but then I see my friends absolutely floundering with their student loan payments and think maybe I don't have it so bad after all. I went to college, grad school, got a PhD and work in a senior role at a highly coveted company. I still don't feel happy. The one thing I've learned after all these years is that happiness is not defined by title or company affiliation or number of letters after your name. My resume won't be on my tombstone. But in many ways, I'm stuck because of the responsibilities I have now and all the people in my family and my profession I'm accountable to. I feel like I'll always be in the pursuit of happiness, rather than enjoying the moment I'm living in. Comment removed by moderator middle. 3 years ago. All the feels for this. I only wish I hadn't bought into the college is the only way to go mentality. By 21 my life goal was to not be miserable and everyone assumed I was depressed as all hell, but this is what I meant as finding some sort of career where I didn't want to blow my head off just having to show up to work every day. One of the things I sincerely wish I had discovered earlier was that college doesn't guarantee that path. Took me 4 tries for a proper degree and another try at a tech school to discover that what makes me happy is farming. Literally I was gifted a dozen chickens and was like this. The simple life. Digging in the dirt and raising animals, and it's hard, and so far I still struggle with the beer money, but I'm happy and I love my damn birds so much. Just wish I would have found this before I took out $10,000 in student loans, which I know is a small amount by comparison but still hangs over my head. I have farmers in my family. It's harder work than 90% of what you'd go to college for. No vacations, your salary is contingent upon crop/meat/milk prices that year. I think it's something you'd really have to love doing. Can confirm. It's also an industry with a future that's collapsing in on itself. Work my ass off every day to live in a beautiful place, making dick all for money, and my body is falling apart. But I love it. So much. Name checks out, this guy farms. If you liked the video, hit that subscribe button for more content. I post every day and I'll see you next time with more stories.